All right, our tribe. So how about a auto electric epoxy mixer? Say that 10 times fast. I guarantee you cannot guess how many times I made this intro trying to say those words, but let's get into it. So Let's Resin sent me this cool new item that they have, and it's supposed to mix a large amount of your resin for you, because we all know mixing a large amount of resin can hurt our wrist. It takes a long time, and we're gonna find out how cool this is. So I've seen them use it on their page. It looks pretty cool, but we are going to test it ourselves. So let's get into it. Now, this isn't the only item they sent me. They also sent me a leveling kind of table, which is really cool. We're gonna get into that as well. But first, let's open up this bad boy. Okay, so first of all, it comes with a little, I've opened it already, obviously, because I had to charge it before we use it, but it comes with this little cord that you plug in, and it just goes into like a USB, and it charges it for you. Okay, so, come on. This is the machine right over here. So it comes with 10 disposable but also reusable cups, right? So these go up to 32 ounces or 850 milliliters. These are really cool. So 10 of them come with it, and so we're gonna put these aside. So basically, this is the top. There's one button where you press, and it's just the on and off button. That's all it is. To charge it, you stick that little cord in there and then into the USB, and this just kind of sits in the cup. Here is the, the mixer portion of it, and it just literally sits on top. It doesn't twist, it's just nice and snug. And when you press the button, it does that. So we're gonna try this out. Now, it does say to not go over 24 ounces because when you put the mixer back inside, they wanna make sure you don't spill anything over. They also say that this might cause some bubbles in your resin just because of the speed of it that the mixer is turning in. So they do suggest you do a hot bath on your Let's Resin resin. So we're gonna do that today. If you don't know what a hot bath is for your resin, it's basically when you take a container, you put warm water in there, and then you'll put your epoxy bottles in there before you put them in your cup to mix them. Basically, you're warming up your resin to make the resin a little bit thinner so it holds less bubbles. And that's about it. You just want to make sure not to overheat it because resin cures with heat. So basically you're kind of killing your work time. You're giving some of that up, but it's to have less bubbles in your resin. Also, the Let's Resin epoxy, they say that it is self-degassing. So I'm sure we're gonna get a little bit of bubbles, but then we're gonna sit it aside for a while and see how well that degasses. And yeah, but now I wanna really open that leveling table because it sounds really cool. That one I haven't opened, so let's go ahead and open that together. Look at this bad boy. This looks pretty cool. So there is a little silicone mat, which I'm sure goes on top. There are little leggies. Voila. So it has a little level right over here. Let's put her together and see what she's all about. So it comes with this little plexiglass piece, and the legs are just very easy to put on. You just screw them in, and you see how easily those bottom portion of the legs move around, and that's basically how you move around the corners of the table to level your piece. Now here I'm using a couple of their molds with their resin, and specifically I wanted to show you guys the colors of this neon pigment. They are insane. I mean, look at that yellow glow and the orange and the pink. The blue, it's not as bright, but listen, I'm not against it. I really do love it, and I did forget that I still had the whole yellow, so I didn't save room in the bookmarks, but they still came out cute. They're very hippy dippy, like a lava lamp. I love them. And this mold right over here, guys, is really, really cool. It is a cursive keychain letter mold. It is awesome. It is on my Amazon storefront. All their products are. And so for those of us who want to make sure our projects are leveled, I absolutely approve of this leveling table. So go ahead and get yours today. All right, so now for our hot bath, we're just gonna add a little bit of warm water. I'm just adding it in a larger mixing cup.
And you're going to take your bottles, your part A and your part B, and you're going to place it in there. And make sure your lids on your resin bottles are super, super tight. You don't want any of that water getting in there. So now leave it in there for a little bit, kind of pick up your bottles, see how liquidy the resin gets, use your judgment a little bit, then take your bottles out and dry those bottles really, really well. When you open them and you pour your resin out, you don't want any of that water drips to get in your resin, or else your resin will get cloudy, it won't cure, it can really mess with your resin. Now here you're seeing me mixing equal parts of the resin, and I'm using the measuring cups, little measurements, I guess. So I filled that, and yeah, that's it. So now you see that adding the top is super, super easy. It just kind of just clicks right on top, and there's just one button on the top. You press it, it starts spinning, and it actually spins for I think 2 to 3 minutes, and it stops on its own. Now what I would suggest, what I didn't do here, is take the top off, scrape the sides of the cup, and then go ahead and mix it again. I think once you mix it twice, it should be, you know, plenty and enough for the mixture. Now, once you're done, something that I like to do is usually use rubbing alcohol, isopropyl alcohol, to go ahead and just clean that off. So that's what I did there.
That is it, my art tribe. I hope you learned. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe. Drop your questions in the comments. I will get back to you as soon as I can. And yeah, keep creating. Be positive. I love you all. And that's about it. I'll see you guys later. Thank you. Bye.